My name is James. I also go by SPJ from time to time. I live in Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised, and I'm a photographer, a video creator, cinematographer. That's pretty much it. I think the biggest inspiration from living in Baltimore would be the city itself and the architecture. I really enjoy urban shooting, and architecture just so happens to be all around where I live, and it's the easiest time and place for me to go ahead and take shots. I get into nature every once in a while, but the most available spots are all urban. My motivation to be a photographer comes from wanting to capture moments. I've always, as long as I've had a phone that was capable of taking decent pictures, I've been into capturing the moment of wherever I am or whatever I'm doing. If I had to pick one thing that separates me from everyone else stylistically, it would be the things that I choose to shoot. I make a conscious effort to make something out of nothing, especially if it just catches my eye. You won't hear me say something isn't worth shooting. I would say the two things that I really do to challenge myself as far as my photography is concerned is I compare my work to people whose work I enjoy, and I also love to just grab my camera and go somewhere and figure out what the best shot is that I can get from a particular location. When I can't figure out exactly where I'd like to shoot, it just won't come to my head, I tend to go back to some of my old work. And if there's a photo that I haven't edited, I'll try to edit that. Or if there's a photo that I did edit, but because of my growth, I no longer like the edit that I made, I'll re-edit that. Because I enjoy the post-production just as much as I enjoy shooting. I think the most important and probably most overlooked aspect of photos is the storytelling. If there isn't a story, then you're really just taking a snapshot. And don't get me wrong, I've edited some beautiful snapshots, but there's nothing like a photo that tells a story. One thing that I did when I started that I don't do anymore, that I would not recommend in order to stay you, don't pay as much attention to other people's work in the beginning. You may get caught in a situation where you're trying to mimic them, and if you feel like you do it successfully once or twice, you might get caught in trying to be someone else rather than being yourself. One of the most important things in the world is to have some type of hobby, whatever you want to call it. If you were able to make your passion your business, still, it is probably the most important thing that people overlook in their lives. It will help you in so many ways. If I didn't have my creative outlets, I'd probably be insane. Currently, my goal with my photography is to expand the business that my partners and I have started called Multi-World Entertainment, and that's really where my focus is. I have a need right now for models that I can work with. I really want to, outside of the business part, I really want to have a few reliable people that I can depend on whenever I need a shoot or I need an extra for a shoot or whatever the case may be. And in return, I figure it would be exposure for both of us to work together and share our stuff. My favorite superhero is Deadpool, and I'm mad that I don't have the shirt on right now. Mainly because of how utterly insane he is. He cracks me up, and I enjoy his shenanigans.